So, Gerald,
Yep,
so I know this isn't your first visit to South Africa,
and it's not my last.
and not your last. Um, what brought you back?
Came back because I wanted to see what my future is going to look like. I believe that the continent is an area or a place where I'm going to be quite a bit for the rest of my life. And I didn't always feel that way. Initially, I never really had a positive feeling about Africa because when I was raised, I never had any positive feedback or descriptions of what was going on the African continent. But what made me start to think about Africa was when my brothers and sisters, you and Renee and Iris, started to travel. And you guys would take a trip. You would tell me about, what you saw in Africa, and what you told me didn't really correlate to what I had been told through my brainwashing.
Right.
But then, as conditions started to change in the United States, politically and socially, and I believe change for the worse for me and the lifestyle that I wanted to live, I began to give Africa a lot more consideration. I started to look at videos that people were starting to put out in social media, YouTube.
The Real South Africa is a travel and tourism company. Our overarching focus is to bring to the African diaspora what South Africa has to offer in the realms of tourism and the option to see what's available here in South Africa. And then, of course, if you're looking at trying to relocate to South Africa, then we can assist you in those areas as well.
And I believe that technology is really what kind of opened the door for me.
Okay.
I looked at a lot of videos, and then I realized things looked a lot different here than what I had envisioned. And during the pandemic, my wife and I, Cherie, we said let's try to get out of the United States and see what our options may be for retirement. And so we started looking at Panama, Central America, because that was closer to us. We could get there in 4 hours, and it was a different country, and we said, let's start there. And so we went to Panama, and we loved it. We liked the way it looked, we liked the people, although they didn't speak a lot of English, with a lot of Spanish being spoken there. We still felt we could adjust to it and enjoy our life there. And so we actually got our retirement visa for Panama. We have it now, we're going to continue to keep it. We can go there and live as long as we want to. But we also said we wanted to look at Africa because of the different videos that we saw, primarily that were produced by Mark and Latasha Blanton, who had a travel company called the Real South Africa. And so we booked a tour with Mark and Latasha Blanton at the Real South Africa, and we came to Johannesburg about 7 months ago, eight months ago. And that changed our thinking about a lot of things. Number one, it changed what we thought about Africa, because when we got here in Johannesburg, we absolutely loved it. We felt very comfortable here. The people were very friendly. It's a very modern city, and had absolutely everything that we had in the United States, any place I went, and then plus some. And they all spoke English. So right away we said this is where we want to be. And so from that point on, we've been making plans to come back to South Africa. We just don't know where we're going to live in South Africa because we haven't seen that much of it. We've only seen Johannesburg. But our plan now is to come back multiple times and see what we can find here to enjoy living in South Africa during our retirement years.